Welcome to all our member clubs and individual members joining us online today. Thank you for being a part of this inaugural online AGM process. My name is still Kindersides and I'm the current president of Bowls New South Wales. We've moved the Bowls New South Wales AGM fully online this year to reach more member clubs right across our state and following feedback after the AGM last year. Feedback was that Bowls New South Wales was not being transparent enough in that we didn't allow open discussion with our board after the AGM last year. We also heard that it was difficult for regional clubs to travel to an AGM in Sydney given the travel distances involved. So, in response, we've taken our AGM fully online this year. We also included an open board forum at our member conference last Friday and live streamed it to everyone. We covered a range of topics, including our strategic and operational plans and an overview of key operational outcomes over the last 12 months. If you missed the session, go to the Bowls New South Wales YouTube channel where you can watch it. As you know, today's AGM will be fully online. Every club delegate to the state who is entitled to vote on behalf of their club at Bowls New South Wales general meetings has been sent a link to join this meeting. You may have noticed that your microphones have been muted, and this is so we don't have people speaking all at once. During the meeting, if you've got a question that's related to the business of this AGM, could you please type it into the chat section, which should be visible on your screen. If your question's in relation to the business of the AGM, it will be addressed during the AGM. If your question's a general question, we'll discuss it following the AGM. Leading into this AGM, we received several questions online from member clubs and individuals, but there were no immediate questions directly related to the business outlined in the agenda. So we'll hold these general questions over until after the AGM, and we'll table some of the questions raised and then ask for any other questions from the floor. Looking at the agenda, there are 4 motions to be passed. Given that we're online, the motions will be answered using an online voting system. It's quite simple. It requires selection from 3 options: approve, decline, or abstain. When each poll is held, we'll provide 60 seconds for club delegates to the state to place their vote. At the end of each poll, for full transparency, we'll share the results of these on your screen. Today's meeting is being live streamed to YouTube. As a club delegate to the state, you will receive a notification that the contents of this meeting are being sent to a third party. We're live streaming, so our AGMs remain accessible and relevant to all member clubs and individuals, either live or on demand in the future. Due to the live streaming of this AGM, it's being recorded, so anything said during this meeting will live in perpetuity online for others to watch. I'll now proceed with officially opening the Bowls New South Wales AGM for 2024. We have a quorum, and I declare the 2024 Bowls New South Wales AGM open. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the Gadigal land on which we're meeting here in Sydney today, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. I'd like to acknowledge and thank some people relating to the key governance issue of the year, unification of zones and districts. Officers who've showed leadership by questioning and discussing issues relevant to strengthening our future are sincerely thanked and greatly appreciated. I'd like to thank our board here for their contribution to governing the sport, and thanks also to committees, staff, and every single volunteer across the state for modelling the future we want to be. In attendance this morning, we have the Bowls New South Wales Board of Directors, comprising of Vice President John Ellison and Directors Marina DeLucci, Michael Howard, Sandra Jowett, Roderick Roper, Leslie Swales, and Owen Walker. Online, we have our auditors, Wessel's Chartered Accountants, represented by Claudia Lynn, and our CEO, Tim Rowe. Again, this year, members were invited to submit questions in advance of the AGM. Several questions were submitted and the CEO responded to them. There were no questions asked in relation to the official business of the AGM as outlined in the agenda. Staff have indicated that there are 36 clubs represented and in attendance today, and welcome to you all. We have apologies from Pamela Brown, who represents Toongabbie Women's Bowling Club, and to our legal counsel, Ian Fulliger from Lex Sportiva. I'll now move to the minutes of the previous AGM. I'd like to move that the minutes of the previous AGM be accepted. Can I have a seconder?
I'll second that.
Thank you, John. We'll now move to have these minutes confirmed by all club delegates, and we'll do so via the online poll, which will appear on your screen shortly. So the motion is that the minutes of the previous Bowls New South Wales AGM held the 10th of November 2023 be confirmed. Member delegates should now see a poll on your screen. Just follow the prompts to submit your vote. We'll give delegates 60 seconds to place their vote, starting now. As everyone has voted, the poll's been closed and we're now sharing the results of this on your screen. The motion has been carried. Thank you. I'll now move that the financial statements for Bowls New South Wales Limited for the year ended the 30th of June 2024, together with the Director's report and Auditor's report be received.
Just had a slight.
I'll second that.
Slight hiccup with the. Yeah, sorry, we're just having a slight delay with the poll.
I think the poll's on for a minute. There we go. Thank you. We'll move on. The financial statements. I'd like to move that the financial statements for Bowls New South Wales Limited for the year ended the 30th of June 2024, together with the Director's report and Auditor's report be received. Can I have a seconder?
Yes, I'll second that.
Thank you, John. We'll now move to have these financial statements confirmed by all, and we'll do so via this online poll. The motion to be passed is that the financial statements for Bowls New South Wales Limited for the year ending 30th of June 2024, together with the Director's report and Auditor's report be received. You should now see the poll. Follow the prompts to submit your vote and give you 30 seconds to place your vote. The poll's been closed and we're sharing the results on your screen. The motion's been carried. Thank you. We now move to the declaration of auditors. Wessel's Chartered Accountants completed their first audit of Bowls New South Wales in the financial year ending the 30th of June 2024 and performed a very thorough job for us. I move that the auditors for the financial year 2024 to 2025 be Wessel's Chartered Accountants. Can I have a seconder?
I will second that.
Thank you, John. We will now move to have the auditor's declaration confirmed by all. I'll do so via the online poll, which will appear on your screen shortly. The motion to be passed is as follows: that the auditors for the financial year 2024 to 25 be Wessel's Chartered Accountants. You should now see the poll on your screen. Please simply follow the prompts. Give you a few seconds to place your vote. The motion's been carried. Thank you. We'll now move to the nomination for the female director position on the board of Bowls, New South Wales. There was one female director position open for nomination on the board, and we received one nomination for this position from incumbent director Marina DeLucci. We therefore move that Marina be received and approved as a director for Bowls, New South Wales.
I will second that.
Thank you, John. We'll move to have Marina's appointment to the board approved by all. The motion to be passed is that Marina DeLucci be received and approved as a director for Bowls, New South Wales. You should now see the poll on your screen. Please follow the prompts and submit your vote. And we'll give you a few seconds to place your vote, starting now. That motion has been carried, the poll has been carried, closed and carried. Welcome back to the board, Marina. Thank you. We now move to the announcement of the election results for the male director of the board of Bowls, New South Wales. I'm pleased to announce that John Ellison has been elected to the board of Bowls, New South Wales. Welcome back to the board, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move to questions raised during this meeting in relation to business of the AGM. I'll pass over to CEO Tim Rowe, who's been monitoring the questions.
Thank you, Dilys. Hi, everybody. As Dilys mentioned earlier, we received a few questions leading into the AGM, and that the question period closed last Sunday. We haven't actually received anything specific to this agenda of the AGM to be tabled specifically now, but I'll just ask if anyone has a question to raise with us here today, please just type that into the comments section, and or you're welcome just to raise your hand as well, and we can unmute you and you can ask the question directly in relation to the business of the AGM. So we might just give everybody a minute or so. If you had anything you'd like to ask, please either raise your hand or type it into the comments section for all to see. I should have also mentioned that following this AGM, there'll be an opportunity for people to ask questions outside of the business of the AGM as well. So I'll address some of the questions that we've already received in relation to that too. Sorry, so we didn't receive any questions, so I'll hand back to Dilys now.
Thank you. The date of the next AGM will be Friday, the 7th of November, 2025. And I now declare the meeting closed.